Hello, hello. Good evening, everybody. We're here once again Thursday at 7 p.m. with Karen's Carrots. How is everyone? Get your guide to boost your emotional intelligence today. Let's see if we can continue. But I
Yeah.
was just telling everybody what a fantastic week it was because of my book launch and because of my life, health, and strength. I won't get it twisted, but that was an event that was quite nice, and I thank everyone who participated and everyone who supported me. It was such love and support, and that's what we do.
Yes.
Okay, on with the show. Now, folks, tonight we have a guest. I know I say special guest, and people are special in their own special ways. This is a special guest, and I'm going to affectionately call her one of my top guns. I want to call her one of my top guns. I also want to say we go way back, but she's so young. So, how could we go way back? Anyway, yes, we have a really top gun here tonight. I am proud and pleased because she is someone I've known for a long time, and each step of the way in her path has led her to success. Meet Ms. Michelle Henry. Yes. She is all
Hello.
that, a cheesesteak and some chips. And I am pleased to introduce you to her tonight because many of you may have heard me say the Philadelphia school system have produced some real superstars. I know that now we are entering a new era. I know that there are great challenges in the Philadelphia school system, but you are looking at two products of the Philadelphia school system, and the both of us know many more who have achieved awesome success. So much for all of that. Karen's Carrots is here. Oh, let me just say Karen's Carrots so folks know who we are with Ms. Michelle Henry, and I'm going to let her take it away and give you a little more about who she is, where she's come from, and what she has done. Michelle, thank you so much for being here this evening.
Thank you, Karen. Thank you for having me. It's a blessing to be here. Just a little bit about myself. Born and raised in Philadelphia, one of 11 children, 9 girls and 2 boys in my family. And just before the passing of my parents, they were married for 50 years. So we come from a very strong village. I'm a graduate of Muriel Dobbins Vocational Technical High School in North Philadelphia, um, and graduating in 1984. One unique thing about graduating from Dobbins is that my last year of high school, um, we went to school it was about 8 of us went to school September, October. And then after that, we were given an opportunity of a lifetime to go work down at the Wharton School, University of Pennsylvania. Okay, Wharton, one of the top Ivy League schools, is right here in Philadelphia. A lot of people don't know that. So I worked at Wharton from October to the last day of school, which was June 1984, and they offered me a full-time job there. There were about, like I mentioned, about 7 of us who were all given a full-time job down at Wharton, and started out as a receptionist there, was promoted to a word processing operator, and then was promoted to assistant to the department chair after only working for 3 years. Also, I had an opportunity to get 2 degrees from Wharton for free of charge. If you work there, you can get in, you can go to school for free. And my career at Wharton was very grateful. I'm very grateful. I was there for 17 years. And after working at Wharton, one of my PhD students from Wharton actually offered me a job once I finished school. He created a job for me down at Temple University at the Fox School of Business. So I've been working at Temple for 20 years, had an opportunity to go back to school for free and to get my master's degree in adult education, organizational studies, and psychological studies. So I've been at Temple for 20 years, helping our young people find summer jobs, full time jobs, helping them to make a transition from being a student to a professional. And it has been very rewarding. Just from that experience, I had the opportunity to open up my own consulting firm. And I've been doing that probably for about 15 years.
That
15
is magnificent.
And one thing about me, I like to see people succeed. I get excited. And even if I just start a conversation with someone, I always ask, what do you do for a living? Do you enjoy what you do? And those conversations are, they just mean everything to me. Even if I don't know you, I will sit there and, some people may think, oh, she's getting a little nosy, but I always say that if you don't enjoy what you do, you're not enjoying your life. You should enjoy what you do. So that's just an overview of what I do. Um, the business consists of college preparation and career preparation and coaching as well.
Let
I've
me
worked.
ask you a question. I just want to ask you a question from your days to today in terms of we got what you're giving now. That is, we were fed, go out in the world and be a success. You are now doing that same thing yourself. How is it on the other side of the street?
Well, the other side of the street is very self-rewarding, believe it or not. Like I said, I get excited just talking to people and asking them about their career, what they would like to do. Do you like what you're doing? If you don't like what you're doing, you can easily change it. You can easily change it. So people get very motivated just by striking a conversation with them, because a lot of them have never had an opportunity to talk to someone who really cares about what they're doing. Most people don't really care about what you're doing unless there's something in it for them. So I always say, usually your purpose, because a lot of people struggle with their purpose in life. I always say your purpose in life is whatever you are doing
Excuse
that
me.
you enjoy, you're passionate about, and you will do it for free. That is your passion and your purpose in life. And I always think about my passion and purpose in life has always been helping people to succeed for many, many years. If I knew someone was looking for a job, I said, let me do your resume for you. I'm going to charge you a penny to do it. During the pandemic, my consulting business, we did 48 resumes for free for people who were unemployed. And this was just through Facebook. I don't know if you remember seeing that post. If you know someone, tell them to inbox me. We'll do their resume for free. Most
That
people
that
don't do
is simply magnificent. I want you, if you would, to let's divide things right here. And that is the youth aspiring to and their path, and then the adult having worked and, like you say, maybe in something that they're unhappy with, or they simply don't know the path to what it is they want. Talk about that, Michelle.
Right. For the youth, and let me not leave out the parents as well, because a lot of parents um, are um, struggling with preparing their children for high school and for college. So a lot of people don't know that college prep starts in the eighth grade. It starts in the eighth grade because in the eighth grade, you're thinking of what school you're going to go to, what you should be thinking of what college courses for that you're going to take, even though you're not in high school yet, because you need those high school courses to prepare you for college. We had a brief conversation about high school students not taking the right courses and having to spend a whole year taking these courses, even in college, to prepare for prerequisites. There are a lot of schools here that don't prepare our students for college, especially inner city youth. They struggle a lot. They struggle a lot with that. You and I were very fortunate to go to a school that helped prepare you for college back then. So,
And the workforce.
and the workforce. That's right. So, what we do is we take the high school student through a transition from a high school student to college. We help them with applications, college applications. We help them with narrowing down the schools that they would like to go to. We help them select a major. We give them an assessment that will give them feedback based on the things that they like to do, what you would actually like to do for your career. So, and look, some of us have been working 20, 30, 40 years and still don't know what we want, what we want to do. That's how it is. But and we help them with scholarships, financial aid. I mean, anything from the beginning to the end of college prep. And the average high school student applies to 7 to 10 schools. 7 to 10 schools. And towards the end, I'll tell you about some of those success stories that we have had as
Okay.
well.
So,
And for the workforce,
mhm.
another thing that we're doing, we do career assessments as well. You can take a lot of those soft skills that you have and apply it to a lot of other positions that you would think you would never qualify for. And that's the key there. You read a job description and you say, "Oh, I've never done that before." But you probably have those soft skills that you can learn to do that job. So a lot of people kind of, sway away from that. But 9 chances out of 10, you do qualify for that job. So
Well, the truth of the matter is, a lot of people are unsure of the skills they possess, especially in a transitioning kind of way. So
yeah,
if they did X over here, they don't realize that some of those same skills can transition to Y over here. And
exactly.
Michelle, they do need help figuring that out or seeing that. I mean, parents in the household with organization, getting kids out, soccer moms, preparing dinner, doing events.
Yeah.
They can run a mini corporation if you just look at what it takes.
Oh, yeah. You have all those skills and you don't realize that you have them. And it's always good to talk to a career consultant because we can tell you just based on the skill sets that you have, we can tell you the careers that you would be a good fit for. And I know a lot of my clients have an aha moment like, I never thought about that. But if you look at what you could really do, and it all goes back to emotional intelligence. The conversation that, we had a nice conversation yesterday about emotional intelligence and getting to know yourself first. That is,
So important.
it's so
So
important
important.
because if you don't believe in yourself, no one else is going to do it.
And and
So,
and that is so crucial. I was talking to my brother earlier, and I was talking about how most of the time we are in our own way.
yeah,
You hear that expression a lot. We need to get out our own way. That's a major piece of advice, folks. That's really what you need to do. Just get out of your own way. And I mean, it's all about growth. It's all about being self-aware. Have an open mind. Be
yeah,
willing to learn.
that's what
You
I was going to
don't
say.
know
Be
everything.
open-minded.
And if you think you do, that means you have a closed mind and you're not letting new stuff in. Get
Right.
with it, folks.
Look at life through a different lens. Look at it through a different lens and do something out of the box. Do something out of the box. Go to a museum. You will be surprised the things you can learn at a museum, and you'll be surprised that you probably would like it. I know that was my experience.
The
So
thing of it is, speaking of out of the box, I think due to the pandemic, we've seen a whole lot out
oh
of
yeah,
the box.
oh
Call it a forced situation, from people having a gift to making pies and end up selling the pies and end up
yeah.
starting the business.
It's amazing that through the pandemic, a lot of people gave themselves an their own push.
Yes, yes.
No
Their
one had to push
permission to
you.
try something different.
Exactly, exactly. But even with with our career services that we do, we help people with their resumes. We teach all kinds of professional development workshops, how to dress for success, how to interview, how to network, how to find a job, and we even do videotape mock interviews too. Now,
That
I
is
I
marvelous.
still have my mock interview VHS tape that I did from down Penn. I want to
But
get a
where
picture.
does one find out? How do they find out this information? It is so vital.
It
I
is.
have
It
a
is
friend
very
now who called me. She's an EA, and she called me, Karren, I need help. She had gone on a couple interviews, but what she realized is, even though they were strong interviews, that it's a new world out there.
vital.
And as we begin to talk, she said to me, she says, Karren, you're right. It is all about the soft skills. People want to know how well you can get along in different situations. They want to know how well you are comfortable with self in social situations. Is
Hmm.
your behavior
Right.
regulated or managed?
And are you a
Do
great
you
team player? Do you
absolutely
accept criticism, or do you
have
take everything
empathy?
personal? Are you empathetic?
And that is what they're looking for today. So
Yeah.
she was saying how different things were. You go down there with the hard skills. Okay, we know Google Suite or Microsoft Office. Great, you can do whatever you can do in those software packages. But do you
Hmm.
know how to speak to people on all levels?
Right. And can you work with people on all levels who don't
Different
look like
people from
you?
different places.
There you go. There you go.
That's and while we were talking, she said to me, she said, Karen, in her interview, she said most of the questions was about that. That's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Exactly what they're looking for.
Yeah, it's a totally different ball game now. It's a lot of the interviews now are challenging, and it seems like a lot of people struggle with most of the time this one question: What is your weaknesses? What are your weaknesses? Most people can't say what a weakness.
Well, on that note,
We all have them.
that question has been somewhat changed because, like you say, it's hard to come up with that because people are feeling somewhat, are they putting something out there that will make them less of a good candidate for that
Right,
position?
right.
So that question in some places have been changed to, what are your challenges?
Challenges.
And
Exactly.
then, you may come forth with something that does not make you feel like, oh, wow, if I tell them this is a weakness, that may knock me out the box. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
true. Most people do struggle with that.
yeah.
And today, being that soft skills are the sought after skill in a candidate, to say something that, like, well, I'm good at my job, but I don't like to work with people. Really? Well, as they say,
Every
your
job you have to work with
IQ will get you in the door. Your EQ will
you.
give you longevity. So come with the emotional intelligence, and we
Intelligence.
know
Yeah,
you can do algebra and trig and all that stuff, but we want to know that you can get in the mix and get along with people.
Exactly, exactly. And just and being a team player, and I mean, no one works just in a room by themselves. You may be in a room by yourself, but you're still communicating, through different email, Facebook, any all of the different networks. You're communicating with different people, so you have
Exactly.
to
You're
engage
part
with
of a
people.
group. You're
That's right.
exactly right.
That's
And the
right.
thing of it is, I was talking to someone this evening. I used to hear that expression, don't take it personally. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personally. Well, sometimes that statement is a bit flip
Right.
and maybe inappropriate depending on the situation. Other times, don't take it personal is really some good advice.
Yes.
Hear outside of what you perceive as personal. Get past that and see if
Yeah.
there's a message in there that you need to hear, internalize, and respond to. That's how I used to feel. Don't take it personal. What do they mean, don't take it personal? Don't take it personal. That's what they
Yeah.
mean.
Yeah.
But
Don't
we're
take it
hearing something else.
right. And usually, when you really think about it, the person is trying to help you. You're not looking
Yes.
at it that way because you have this wall up it, but it is for your own good, for your own good.
Most of the time.
Yes, most of the time. Most of the time.
So you mentioned earlier you were going to tell us about some successes. Let's hear that.
Yeah, yeah. So I'll start with one of my college prep clients who majored in fashion design and merchandising at LaSalle University. She went to Holy Family, and after graduating from LaSalle, she is a manager now at Saks Fifth Avenue in New
Hmm.
York City. So, and that's only after 3 years. So
Hmm.
that's a big thing. That's a big thing. And then another success story is a client that I had who was actually a student of mine at Temple, and he worked in reinsurance in the industry for probably about 5 or 6 years. He would always come to see me. We would always talk about, his career. He said, I just don't want to do that anymore. So I said, well, what is it that you always wanted to do? Go back to childhood as well. Always wanted to be a doctor. I said, well, you should go to medical school. Well, that costs too much. And this, and this. So I said, just apply to medical school. So we narrowed down the schools. I said, you probably should come back to Temple. Oh, they're not going to let me in. Well, long story short, he ended up coming back to Temple, graduating from Temple Med, and he's an anesthesiologist now.
Beautiful.
And from North
Beautiful.
Philadelphia, representing North Philadelphia.
All
So,
right now. All
so
right.
that is wonderful. Just talking to people, listening, encouraging people, and pulling out the greatness in them that they don't see in themselves. And that's what was done for me. So you have to give back because what too much is given, too much is given, much is required.
Much is required,
That's
expected,
right.
and pay
That's
up.
right. That's right.
And it feels good, and you're right. I remember one time this man told me about how his family, they come and ask him for money. I say, well, my family come ask me for money sometimes too. He says, Karren, have you ever thought that's why you have money, because your family might come and ask for it? I said, no, I never thought of it that way. But you're right. To
Yeah,
whom is given much, much is
it's
required. You're
required. That's right.
absolutely right. And I think we shared this, and you certainly mentioned it, how it's so fulfilling. It's
It
so
really is.
rewarding. I mean, everybody works for a living regardless of what you do, because money is required to live. The
Right.
roof, the food, the clothes, we have to have money, but money's not the driving force.
No, it's
That
not.
giving and serving the money will come. You don't
Yeah.
have to worry about that. But
Yeah.
when you have that here as the number one motivator, um, well, I don't think money lasts long. Let me
No.
put it that way. You may get it, but it probably will get away from you. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Right. And I
This,
always said, don't count out our young people. Now the graduating from college, they want to make big money, but
yes,
I always tell them it doesn't work that way. Sometimes you have to put in the hard work, and it takes time. It takes time to make money, and that's a totally different generation. I call them the right now generation. That's what I call it. They want everything right now, but they just working with college students. I have worked with thousands and thousands and thousands of college students for 38 years. And I have learned something from them. They have taught me to take risks because my generation, we were raised to get a good job and stay there for 40 years. But they have actually taught me how to step out the box and take risks. So that's
yes,
what I learned from my
yes.
young people that I deal with every day.
And I have come to the way in the road of being my own boss.
Right.
It's quite a rewarding position, even with all that you take in that position. Because the top person always, they're the ones responsible, right?
That's
So they get
right.
it all. But it's still rewarding to know you can work through a lot of things. There is help out there. You just have to find your who when it's time to help you. I was telling you about a who in Argentina tonight. You
Right. Right.
just have to find your who, and the rest will fall into place. I like to say something about the book launch we had the other day. One of the people on that launch, they said people don't see this. He says, Karren, what I saw on that launch was everybody supporting everybody. He
Yeah.
said you didn't see no egos get out of whack. Everybody had their own place, their own position, and everything was so supportive and loving and warm. And I thought about that. That's the kind of thing that we don't see displayed constantly, working together, just coming together, not because they're looking for a pay, but simply because you need the help. You
Right.
need the service.
And you can help each other as well. You can
And
help
that's
each
how we
other.
grow. That's
That's
exactly how we grow.
yeah.
So tell
Yeah.
me before we go, let's see. Hi, Judith. Thank you. Judith is my accountability partner.
Hi,
Hi, Jenny.
Judith.
Jenny is always here. How are you? So we have actually, do you know we have Philadelphia, Atlanta, and Florida on this call right now? Isn't that
Yay.
marvelous?
That's amazing.
And all it cost them was time.
That's right.
But at any rate,
And
Michelle, for those who want to get in touch with you, for those who want to reach out and take advantage of some of your services and resources, what would you say?
they could email me at just prep justrightprep@gmail.com. And I think you
Okay.
were going to put that up on your
Oh, let me
screen.
see. Can you put it in on your side? Let's see if I can put it in over here. Let's see.
I'll put it in here. Just right. There we
Are
go.
you okay?
Justrightprep@gmail.com.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And we have all types of services for college prep, career coaching, and we have a lot of exciting things happening now.
And folks, I just want to tell you in terms of future guests, that class of 1984 really produced some superstars. And
Really good.
recently, Michelle got us all together, former Wharton employees, and we had a ball
We did.
reminiscing, eating, drinking, and just having. And that's not the first time. That's your second or third year doing it.
This is that was the third year. Yes.
Okay, because I remember I was in Mexico one year and I missed it. But boy, did we have fun. And a lot of us have changed. And I remember sitting beside a young lady. Was I there about a half an hour? I mean, this is so and so and so and so. Hi, hi, hi. And then it was like, bam! I remembered exactly who this individual was. It was so much fun, Michelle. That was such
Yeah.
a great
We're,
thing
we're
you
going to do it
did.
again because some people couldn't attend. So we'll
Okay,
do it again, maybe the beginning of next year.
that was wonderful.
Yeah.
Well, I say thank you so much, my dear, for
You're
gracing
welcome.
us with your presence tonight. I have thoroughly enjoyed it, but you're such an entertaining, brilliant person anyway. I enjoy every
Oh,
time we have a
thank you,
conversation.
Karen.
And you definitely are invited back. You want to come back on Karen's
Sure.
Carrots and share other things. You are a wealth of resources,
Oh,
and many people can benefit from that. The resources that I know. Let's see. Oh, right, you put it in. Thank you for putting it in.
yeah, and if anyone has any questions or just want to have a conversation or to get some advice about their career or your if you have a child that's graduating from high school and you need some direction, I get excited when I talk about especially college prep. I can talk about that all day. So to
That
give
is
people some
wonderful.
advice, especially for our inner city youth, like we need them on these campuses. They need to be there and they need to be included. So
I thank you. I mean, there's nothing else to say after that. I'm serious. I thank you. I
thank you,
thank
Karen.
you. I thank
You're
you.
welcome.
And once again, any of you out there, you have questions, you want to send it in an email or contact Michelle, please go to justwriteprep@gmail.com. And I know Michelle, she'll promptly respond to you
Yeah.
at her earliest convenience. Okay. Thank
Thank
you
you.
all for joining us here tonight on Karen's Carrots. And until next week, get your journal, easinthec-suite.com/shop, or you can go to, I was going to say you can go to Amtrak. You can go to Amazon. You can go to Amazon.
Nobody give
Uh,
you money.
I'll also share something with you, however. If you get your journal from my website, the cost already includes shipping, okay?
Yeah.
And then there's a little gift too. I don't know if Amazon gave y'all a gift except the gift of my journal. But if you get it from the website, know that there is no additional charge for shipping, okay? Once again, I thank you all. Thank all of our listeners for being here. And until next week, Thursday at 7, you'll also see me on Wednesdays. Michelle, did I tell you I started something new
No, you did not.
because of the journal? It was our inauguration, if you will, this Wednesday. Every week, once a week, 6:55 p.m. on Wednesday. It's a 1-minute journaling tip.
Oh, okay.
And I'm
Put this
inviting
in my calendar.
any and everybody, 6:55 to 7. We're going to have a journaling tip. And I'm interested in others' journaling tips too. So you can,
Mhm.
give us that information, put it in the chat, and then we may do some expanding and journal together.
Okay.
Okay.
Sounds
All
good.
right. So thank you all again, and stay healthy, stay safe, and be good to one another.
Yes.
Okay. Spread the love. Thanks again, and good night.
Good night.
Hi, if you want to see more, you can see episodes of Karen's Carrots on my YouTube channel. Please subscribe.